Hey there, Rich here. It's Friday, March 1st, about 6:30 in the evening, and we're riding downtown on 5th Avenue. This will be a short one today, just because I don't necessarily have 15 minutes worth of things to say every day, but there's always something to say. And the first thing is that I'm going to try to make this daily or near daily podcast for a while and see if I can get myself in the rhythm. I like the experience of just talking about topics of interest while riding through the city. I like the riding and I like the talking, so why not try to do them both together on a regular basis? I'll post these to YouTube and I'll figure out whether it makes sense to put them up on the iTunes store also as a podcast. I'll keep them short. The YouTube maximum is 15 minutes, and there's not always 15 minutes worth of stuff to say anyway. But I'm doing this in part because I have a friend who knows who he is, who basically dared me to. And because he told me that it was dangerous to ride along like this talking into a microphone, which doesn't make any sense, because if I were driving a car and having a conversation with someone in the car, I'd be using about the same level of distraction energy up on that, and I still wouldn't worry about my ability to drive as long as I paid attention to the road. My friend cited a bunch of nonsense studies, which I'm sure he'll post as comments to this page once I put this up, to say that talking with a friend is different, and if you're actually together with someone, it holds your attention, whereas if you're talking into a microphone by yourself, it's more like a phone conversation, which is distracting. But I could cite by contrast plenty of experience with people who get so caught up in their in-person conversations in the car that they even do things like looking over at the passenger, or hand gestures involving taking their hands off the wheel, and that seems a lot more dangerous to me. In any case, I know I can handle this level of risk, and so I'm talking into the microphone, and everyone else's opinions be damned. There's Washington Square Arch right in Washington Square Park. We're going to go around the side of the park and then back over to Broadway, I think, today. Although it's Friday night, so I don't know where the traffic is going to be best. Anyway, that's the first thing I want to talk about today, and I hope that you'll get in the habit of watching these, because every creative person, even if his creativity is just riding a motorcycle and talking, needs an audience. The other thing that I wanted to at least mention is that I hear rumors that New York City police are starting to impound motorcycles that are parked on the street without license plates. And by rumors, what I mean is I've heard a couple of reports from people I trust who've witnessed it, and I don't know whether it's part of a general pattern or not. But it is a little alarming, because I routinely park my motorcycle in commercial zones and pull the license plate out. I have a device on the back to hold the license plate called a plate puller, which is basically just a frame that you can slide the license plate out with your hand. And I would hate to think that I'm going to be impounded on a day when I'm just sitting at work with a motorcycle outside. I saw yesterday a UPS truck impounded by an NYPD flatbed, and being taken presumably to the tow pound on the West Side Highway, because that's the area where I saw it. And that's kind of alarming because, I've always assumed that there was a tacit understanding on the part of the police that delivery trucks had to be able to park illegally to do their jobs. But that may not be the case. They may be cracking down. So keep your eye on the situation. If you're a motorcycle rider in the city, be careful. I know that at least one of the motorcycles that was impounded was parked on the street with no license plate, covered by a motorcycle cover. And I've heard that if you cover your motorcycle with a cover, the police, like that one there, the police are not allowed to lift the cover. That's essentially an illegal search of private property. I think that's probably nonsense. It's hard for me to believe that there's case law establishing that the police can't investigate an object that is left on a public street that's full of explosive liquid. It might be dangerous, but you never actually know. But anyway, I'm going to keep my eye on the situation and be aware. Certainly already, whenever I can park legally, I do, and that includes that when I park, in an area that requires the feeding of a meter, I feed it. I want to be a good citizen when I can, because technically we motorcyclists are subject to all the same parking regulations as cars here in New York. I hate creeping along like this behind a van. There's not much view for you. The other thing worth saying before I sign off is that it's almost spring here in New York. Today it's at least 45 degrees. Maybe it got up to as high as 50. And that's good news. It means that more motorcycles will be out, and that riding conditions will be safer. And I'm very happy about both of those. So hail the coming of spring. I don't want to celebrate quite too early because winter's not over yet, but the worst of it is probably over. So thank God for that. And that's as good a topic as any to sign off on. And I'll see you tomorrow.